All right. As far as the injuries go, Felix strained that hamstring. Most likely he's going to go on IR here. So this evening or this afternoon. Jack Cochran has a knee bone bruise. He won't practice today. Driscoll won't practice. Mike Edwards, the hamstring strain, he won't practice. Nazi Johnson had a shoulder strain. He won't go today. Omar had the ankle sprain and kind of re-hurt it or something of that sort. And then Jaylen Royals has a knee tendonitis and he'll be out today. So other than that, everybody's going, and this will be very similar to a in-season Wednesday practice. Now that we're back here, it gives the guys kind of a dry run to see how the meeting schedule goes for an in-season game and also practice goes. Anyways, with that, time's yours.
I know it's still a few days away, but do you anticipate the starters playing in this third game maybe a little bit more than usual?
Yeah, they'll start it off for sure, and then we'll see how it goes from there. Yeah.
You had the offensive line play some in this last one. Have you seen enough for what you'd like to see on that left side with the young guys, or how much more do you need to see?
I like how physical they're playing, that for sure. The more reps they get, the better, I think, for them. But I think they're doing a good job over there, yeah.
You still switching philosophy to go from 2 to 3 with the starters. What went into that?
I wanted to give the best look we could to these guys that are trying to make the team. We've got some guys that are right on the border of making it. Give them a shot. Yeah. And I wanted to see the quarterback work with the one offensive line. Yeah.
India, no, you said it's expected that he'll be placed on IR, but if that's the case with Felix and that ending the season, just how disappointing is that for him entering obviously year 3?
Yeah, that's a tough thing. That's he's worked hard, so we'll see where it goes. I can't tell you how long it's going to be, but any time for that is disappointing for him. I know, because he works so stinking hard.
Coach, we always ask you about Josh Simmons, but we're going to get him here shortly. At 2 preseason games, body of work of camp, what is your evaluation of him as you prepare for the regular season?
Yeah, no, listen, I like the way he's approached it. Herbie, he's worked at it. He hasn't missed a beat here as far as missing a day or any of that. So he's been available, and he's working with Coach Heck on getting better every day. So I like where we're at right now, but we got to keep going. He's a young guy, and but he's been working his tail off. Yeah.
With Kingsley, go ahead, Jess.
Same thing with Kingsley, just general.
Yeah, I tell you the same thing. Yeah, Kingsley's moved into a new position, and those two they got a little something going there that you can see it more in the run game right now, where they're really working well together. And then the pass game, both of them are kind of feeling that part out, but they're doing a good job with it. We've been able to get some games in there against them. I thought they handled that well last week. Some of the blitz stuff, So Kingsley had a couple trip ups where the back stepped up and he tripped over somebody's foot there, back's foot. But other than that, he did a pretty good job there.
Are the challenges there going to be more technique individually with those guys, or is it going to be that communication and picking up some of the complicated twists and complex movements?
Yeah, well, they've been working double time on that, so we'll see how it goes with the game part of it and that. But then, talking through everything, they're going to see some new things for both of them, and how they handle that. We'll see how it goes when we get there with it.
When you go into a season with a rookie left tackle, with a guy left out of summer play, was this just part of the process you knew was going to be part of the process going into it?
Yeah. So you're in this thing long enough, you're going to have changeover, and you're going to have young guys that have got to step up and they got to play. So he's a talented kid and wants to be good and is working at it. Both of them are that way. Both of them are high draft picks. So you got to get in and you got to go, and you're going to live with a few things, but you expect to see constant growth as you go, and similar to what we did with the secondary a few years ago. You know, a lot of young guys, and early it wasn't quite as pretty as it was at the end. So, yeah.
With Kingsley, you get a lot thrown in last year, coming to the National Football League, making the position change. We just see what we see, a little bit we watch in the practice field and what we see in the games. What are you seeing from him that you like in the meetings, attitude-wise, and all that stuff for this challenge?
Yeah, Kingsley's a sharp guy. He's quiet, but he's a sharp guy, and he's welcomed in this left tackle, and they're trying to work that thing together. And at the same time, him doing his job, moving from tackle to guard. But I like the way he handles himself in meetings. He's grown in that area, just attention to detail, all those things. I think it was good for him last year to get in there and play a little bit, and so we'll see how it goes here.
Last couple, Herbie, and then Nate. Go ahead, Herbie.
Coach, with the over the weekend news on Rasheed Rice, have you heard from the league, and how do you prepare for this unknown period?
Yeah, well, we know, we've heard about the hearing part of it, that part. But then they've got to work all that out. I don't know the details of it. I don't think anybody does right at this minute. So we'll see where it all goes. But we just, when we hear, we'll do what we have to do. So.
Nate?
Andy, what would you like to see this week out of Hollywood Brown? And is there a chance he could be out there on Friday just to get one sort of dress?
Yeah, so Hollywood did a little work yesterday, and which was good. He'll get a little bit more today, and then we'll just see. We'll see how he progresses through this thing. So, but he wants to. It's not a matter of wanting to be out there. He wants to do it. It's just taking it slow, so we don't want any setbacks with this thing going forward here.
Okay, thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys. Thank you.
How's it going?
Matt, when you came back for this season and everything, what did Dave tell you as far as explain as far as things that he just wanted you to take a step forward with this year?
You mean after the season?
Yeah.
He said the two main points were hang time and pooch bunts. That those were kind of the two areas that I need to improve upon.
And what did you do? What did you do during the offseason to kind of attack both those things?
Both of them were understanding different contact points, trying different things, finding what works, finding what adjustments I can make, kind of tinkering, if that makes sense.
You talked about it, you've been talking to you last year. You seem to be a real deep thinker about punting. I mean, you get into the real bits of it and everything. So
yeah, it's hard not to. There's so many moving parts with punting that you'll find something one week that works great, and then it kind of goes away, and you know, it's about finding the things that are consistent. But yeah, it's definitely on my mind a lot.
How do you just evaluate the preseason games so far and then training camp mix in there?
It's been good. I'm happy with where I'm at right now. I'm, without a question, a better punter than I was last year. It's warm right now, so that obviously makes it a lot easier, and that's something that changes when you play here. But I think my top end is better. My good punts are going further and higher, and same with my bad punts. My miss hits are better, so that's two things I really like to see.
How did you feel that having an additional punter here might have challenged you in a way?
Yeah, it was good. Competition always pushes me. That's how I've always been, and now it's 3 times I've had competition in the NFL, and all 3 have gone my way. I do think it pushes me and elevates me.
What's practice look like for you in the offseason? You know, you got a bunch of guys here to help catch balls and all this stuff.
Yeah.
You got a loan, you got people with you. I mean, what is a day working on those things look like?
Yeah, it's very different. So I'm from San Diego. My parents still live there, and that also kind of happens to be the specialist hub. So it's really nice. There's a lot of guys that come trained with Nick Novak and my strength coach Cody Smith for the off season, and so we actually have a pretty good group of guys that are in and out. Some guys live there in San Diego, but no, I have a pretty good group. But it's definitely the thing about punting is when you're on a field in t-shirt and shorts, it's completely different than when you're here with the rush and pressure and games and stuff. So the goals and stuff are a little bit different.
How often have you worked out with Thomas Morstead? And he brings a lot of specialists together as well.
Yeah, he's a guy I haven't met. It's funny. It seems somewhat cliquey. There's different kicking coaches that guys seem to stay with. So Jamie Cole has a group. I've never gone and trained with them. Like I said, I'm with Nick Novak in San Diego, and there's certain guys that are there as well. But no, I've never met Morstead.
Harrison kind of goes through a different change with his process, and obviously, like his follow through this year is different than it was last year. When he tinkers with that, is there anything that affects you as far as what you have to do, or is it once you get the ball down, does it just not affect you?
That's a good question. He is very specific in what he wants out of the hold, and it will adjust based on the wind and how he's hitting the ball. So specifically, him going down to a knee or not going down, that doesn't affect me. But as the conditions change, as it gets windy, there's certain things that he expects from me.
Is that a little bit like calling a pitch or something for a pitcher and a catcher? Like you got to hold number one, hold number two? Or?
Kind of, yeah. We have a little language going, and it's good. It's been good to obviously my first year get that experience down, and now have a ton of confidence in it. And holding's definitely something I take pride in. Coming for the draft, it was something that was a big downside because I never did it in college, and so it was a big question mark. People thought I couldn't do it, and it's definitely something I take pride in and work at a lot.
So how many holes do you have? Like 3, 4, 5? How many different ones are there?
It's not necessarily that. There's just a couple different variables we change. So we change the tilt based on the wind. Then we can change the laces based on the aiming point. Then on top of all that, the other things you work on is speed. For us, that's a big part of us. There's some teams around the league that don't really require that. But when we watch film, we look at how many frames it takes for me to catch it and put it down. That's one way we evaluate the hold. And then another one is you want the ball to land how it's going to stay. You see some holders that will put the ball down one way and then they yank it at the last second, and that's terrible as a kicker. It's nice. I kicked a lot, so I have the understanding of what is good and bad from the kicker's perspective, so that's helped a lot.
How many frames is a good hold?
I think anyone under 21 is a good frame. We did a conversion to figure out how much time that is, but I forgot what it was. We just go based off of frames.
Are you the emergency kicker? Are you the Justin Reid of this year?
Yeah, I guess so. We haven't really talked about it, but now with Jay Reid gone, it definitely should be me. I mean, I think it probably should have been me last year since I had so much experience with it in college. But probably the trickiest thing is finding a holder that can hold lefty. Finding a backup holder is probably a bigger challenge, to be honest with you.
Aren't you just worried about you going down and covering kickoffs?
I would love to do that, but yeah, we'll see. Maybe in the future. Yeah, thanks, guys.
Hey Josh, after getting a couple of the preseason games under your belt now, how do you feel? Is it different than maybe you were thinking a couple of weeks ago? Do you feel like there's been some progression for you?
Yeah, for sure. It's a great piece that you can take to practice every week and kind of build off of. And I think it's great for a rookie because you don't know what the speed of the NFL is. Like the preseason is still different from week one. So if I could just take the little baby nuggets that I'm getting in the preseason and work on it for week one, it'll be good.
Are there some things you've already taken away that you want to work on and improve going forward?
Absolutely. I think just really right now, me being as fresh as I am in here, I'm just working on everything. No matter if it's like something, athleticism, hand striking, just work on everything.
How important is the communication, not just even between like you and Kingsley, but even between you and Creed or Pat when it comes to the calls and everything?
Yeah, so I'm doing more of my communication, like usually with Kingsley or Creed and stuff like that, but it's vital. It's like you need that. Without that, I mean, you won't win any games or move any D lineman if you can't communicate, because then you're not going in the right direction.
Josh, I assume you go into week one, whenever,
Yeah.
week two, whatever, knowing that there's going to going to be some stuff that you haven't seen before as far as blitzes and that sort of thing. How do you sort of prepare for the unknown? Is it just a lot of film watching? What's that process for you?
Yeah, film watching and then just kind of playing like every O-line group does indie, and then you just kind of put yourself in that, real third down in Brazil kind of situation, going against the Chargers, and then you just kind of go from there, just kind of putting yourself in the situation, practice.
Yeah.
Sure.
Have you felt like you've gotten more out of practice so far, or the times you've been in the preseason games? What's been the best learning stuff for you?
I would say a mixture of both, being able to go preseason and having that meeting right after, and then being able to take it to the field and then clean it up. That whole process, I think, is what's works the best for me.
Do you feel like you've played enough so far in the preseason? I think you guys are going to play some on Friday, but you want more?
I absolutely want more of that. We had, I think, one drive for Seahawks, and I was like, there's no way. Because then you get warm, and you're just like, yeah, you're done. You're like, oh, okay.
How do you evaluate those few snaps you got against the Seahawks?
For me personally, obviously, Coach Heck will give me everything I need to know. But for me, I try to go technique, and then really just communicating. Obviously, you can't see, but just try to be over communicative that way. We're going in the right direction.
Can you think back through training camp and even these 2 preseason games where there was a aha moment? I got this. This is nothing. This is second nature to me.
In preseason,
Or even over the last month, was there a moment where you thought in your head, yeah, I got it?
I wouldn't say it was an I got it, but it was something. The cadence, like the way you got to be on time with that, because these speed rushers are extremely athletic. So one tick late, and he'll be at Pat's front door in like a second. So you got to get off, like, even if you got to go with the cadence, like literally time it up perfectly, but you can't be late with the cadence. That's probably my only aha moment.
Couple more? Anybody? Has there been any work as far as your stance? Because sometimes tackles can have a tendency to sometimes tip plays a little bit. Have you had any concerns about that? Or
I do. It's tipping a lot of defenses, and me just kind of kicking my foot back there. Like nobody, maybe except Joe Thomas, can run block out of that. So I've been something that I've been working on a lot, just to kind of square it up and be more universal with my stance. That way, defenses aren't it's pass. So.
You feel like you're better at that now than you were maybe at the beginning of camp?
We're working on it for sure, because I'm trying to get back in the pass set to the spot. These guys are a little faster than college, but yeah, it'll be fixed for sure.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you, Josh.
Thanks, Josh.
You got it.
Appreciate it. How you feeling?
Feel good.
Yeah.
Yep.
What was it like for you being in the protocol and getting through that?
It was okay. Training staff did a great job, as always, and I feel pretty good.
Last season, how much just of a challenge was it? To go through the injury that you did and the fight to come back and then play through. I'm sure what was still a lot of pain at the end of the season.
Yeah, it was pretty challenging, but like I said last time, just trying to get out there, fight for my teammates. Had one shot to make history, came short, but I wouldn't change it.
Generally speaking, how do you feel like this training camp or preseason has gone for you so far?
It's going pretty well. I mean, the great part of football is you can never perfect it, so you can always, strive to get better and better, and I've just been doing that.
Any differences you noticed, Jaylen, with Xavier Worthy going from year 1 to year 2?
Yeah, man. He's super twitchy on top of his speed, which is, it's hard to guard. And his intermediate and short routes have grown a lot, so that's big.
Jaylen, Adam, Christian, Noel to the DB room, how's that kind of elevated that group, both on the field, maybe off of it too?
You can never have too many good DBs. I think depth was an important piece going into this offseason, and we filled that, and they've done a great job coming in.
Last one.
If you were able to play on Friday. I remember last year coming off the shoulder injury, you played in the last preseason game. What does that do for you when you know, hey, I'm going to be a starter? I understand what my role is, but what does it do for you when you get one last chance to kind of have a dress rehearsal before the season starts?
Yeah, it's good to have those game reps. So we want to get as many as possible. Don't know how long we're going to play, but just try to take advantage and get the chemistry going with the guys that haven't been here before and show them how things are done here.
Do you already look ahead? I know you guys play the Bears, but do you already start to look ahead at what the Chargers have put on tape so far, what their roster looks like, what images you can find on them from last season and this season?
I keep up a little bit, but I'm trying to focus on the next day. I'm trying to focus on getting through this practice, hustling to the ball one play at a time.
You guys are going to have an international game here to start the year. Is that maybe a little bit easier than going to Germany in the middle of the year? Kind of at least you're doing this at the beginning and not having to kind of mess up your timing on the other stuff?
I don't know if it's easier, but we have the opportunity to travel across the world and play football in front of their fans, so it should be fun.
And you say you're looking at the one in front of you. Have you heard a little bit about the logistics of Brazil and what kind of challenges that are going to be?
What kind of challenges is it going to be? I haven't.
A 12-hour flight and might be a couple-hour drive up to the stadium.
I did hear that. That was crazy. I did. I heard the job. Appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Word is out. Word's out.